Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another post-match carnage. I'm thinking of changing the name of the channel, man, because it's not carnage when we watch Liverpool play anymore. It used to be. The reason why I thought about this and the name of the channel was obviously Grizz Khan and, you know, the cleverness. Do you like it? Do you like it? Do you see it? And then we had Jurgen Klopp as a manager. Do you like it? Do you see it? He's mad. It's carnage when we play at Anfield or when we play wherever we play. We have to think about changing the name of the channel, lads. I don't mind changing the name from my name because what we're seeing right now under Jurgen Slot is a combination. Maybe it's a combination of Jurgen and Slot. This is magnificent, people. We are here to talk about Liverpool 2, Real Madrid 0. And for me, guys, we are here to talk about the best performance of the season so far. I know Keith comes on every game and says that was the performance of the season. No, Keith Cross. Tonight was the performance of the season. But before I get to Keith, I would like to welcome Good Sport Reviews YouTube channel.
Hello.
How are you? Welcome to the channel.
Mate, I'm excited. I've literally just watched. I don't think they can show that on TV. You have to be over 18 to watch stuff like that because that was absolutely class. That was by far the best performance this season.
Am I right, Lewis? Am I right? By the way, Lewis is his real name, guys. That's the name of his channel. Go check him out. Go and check his socials. Lewis is now part of Football Carnage, a very, very, very able part of Carnage. What a time to join the channel. What a time to be a Liverpool fan. Lewis, man, you're dreamland right now as a Liverpool fan.
Mate, I'm the good luck charm. Literally, since me coming in and we've just seen that, it's onwards and upwards, genuinely.
Oh, mate, Keith Cross, I always look at you funny when you say that was the performance of the season. I'm not looking at you funny today, Keith Cross. Today, you're allowed to speak.
Can we say that it was the best home Champions League performance since Barcelona?
Ooh.
Okay.
I mean,
people in the chat. By the way, there's 150 of you guys already camped in here. Everyone, stop what you're doing right now before you go into it. Hit that like button, smash that like button, tap that like button, touch that like button. You get the drift. Do something to that like button. Keith Cross has asked the question: was that the most complete, or was that the best performance?
Yeah, the most complete against considering the opposition. Yeah, consider it as at home. Obviously, the jeopardy rule. We can argue that could be works as a negative in my argument, but I will 100% stick by the fact that I have not enjoyed us play a big team like that at Anfield since the Barcelona game. That was for me. We banished the demons tonight, Grizz. That was that victory. I believe for the course of our season is going to be more to us than anything, because that was a big weight lifted on a lot of those players' shoulders who have lost to Real Madrid time and time again. So now they finally banished the demons. They're unstoppable, in my opinion.
This is a post-match reaction. This is literally an instant. I didn't even watch the interview and the comments and everything. We just literally jumped on. So it's not going to be structured as usual. It's not going to be analytical as usual, or we can be. It's going to be pure emotion. I just want to talk about Liverpool. Lewis, I just want to talk about Liverpool. I want to watch Liverpool. I'm already looking and seeing how many hours left until we play a game, bro. And forget playing. I want to know when the next training video is coming out. I want to know when the next press conference is. I want to know when the next interview is taking place. This is what they're doing to us, Lewis.
Mate, I want City now. Genuinely, I was ready for them at Aston Villa. I was ready for them before this match. City, if they come to Anfield, are getting absolutely ripped to shreds, and I cannot wait to stick it to them, because I'm going to be honest, that performance today, if you ask any country, any fan in any part of the world, and you go, what's a stereotypical Anfield Champions League night? That is it. There was drama. There was people getting stuck in. Van Dijk put Mbappe to the floor. Penalties missed. Drama end to end towards the end of the match. That was literally the stereotypical Liverpool Champions League performance. And City, they're not in a much better position than Real Madrid. So on Sunday, they need to be careful, because they've got no Rodri to protect them. They've got no Kovacic, no Diaz. This is our time to show just how good we are. And that performance tonight was top tier everyone stepped up.
Yeah, look, we're going to get to the men of the match. Good luck trying to choose one. Maybe everyone's got their own. People, we're going to ask you in the chat as well. Over 200 of you guys in here. And I'll big up my brother Don Sacito, who's at the game today. I couldn't make it today. He was up the Reds. Grizz took the piss second half. We will talk about second half Liverpool because we're a different animal in second half, guys. But look, let's get to the start of the game. In fact, let me get some comments up, man. So many of you guys in here. 10 out of 10. Bradley Stefan says, smash the likes on your way in. P60 says, otherwise I will be handing out your P60s if you don't smash the like. Daniel says, up the fucking Reds. Best team in the world right now. Gakpo was fantastic. All credit goes to Klopp. He left the team at a very good and stable position. That has made the transition so good. He built a team for Arnie. Klopp is a visionary. One of the best. Messi's GOAT is saying that. Messi is saying that. All right, listen, we'll talk about Khanage. We don't know. We don't know if Khanage is okay. Stop asking questions like, how are we going to know if Khanage is okay? We're live with you guys. We're here. We're not there. We're here. We're here. We pray Brad, he's okay. Who else is in the chat? All of you guys are in the chat. I can't see you guys. Zaman the magician. Ismail is in the chat. Yes, boys. He says, listen, you are good. You do lots of magic. But no one can rival the magic of Liverpool and Anfield and Slot right now. Zaman, big up yourself. Total Clips just says, oh my God. Yeah. I mean, that was a performance of just, oh my God. Look, we go to the lineups. I think it was expected once Tsimikas got injured. We knew Robbo was going to go again. We knew Trent's not going to start. It was a matter of Connor or Joe Gomez. Yeah. Or was there any other dilemmas in the back line for you?
In the back line, no, there was no dilemmas. No, not at all. I think Conor Bradley has more than earned Arne Slot's respect. So I just didn't see Joe Gomez getting in ahead of him. Joe Gomez is clearly the backup to him at the moment in time. And so big up Conor Bradley. And obviously we saw some of from the chat already. I'm sure we're going to go in some detail with him. So nothing in the back. I was just very intrigued. It fascinates me to see the dynamic of Jones, Gravenberch, and McAllister. At times,
going to the midfield. Did you like not the dropping, but the resting of Szoboszlai? And then
I did once I figured out what Slot was trying to do in that game. Because we've spoken about it on this channel before, and I'm sure we'll speak about it more as we go into it. But thinking about Mac in the 10, there's a lot of conversations to be had in big games in particular, because Mac in the 10, which is what kind of happened, but he was kind of almost interchangeable with him and Jones, for me, just caused Real Madrid all sorts of problems. So was really intrigued to see it. And then obviously when it started, it was even more intrigued to see who would start where. And I have to say, Mac 10, man, wow. You know, we've toyed with the idea. He's come to Liverpool, played centre midfield, played DM. At one stage, he was almost his own holding midfielder at times when he was a lone man, as we've seen. We've never really see him get the opportunity to be further up the field. And today, I was really interested to see how that would pan out. So I'm really interested to talk to you guys about what you guys thought of his performance in a slightly higher role.
So let's tuck into the start of the game and the midfield. Now you say number 10, Lewis. I don't know what you think. I thought we played very much a 4-1, and then 2 number 10s or 2 number 8s, very high and wide for some reason. I don't know if it was strategic, and I'm gonna have to watch the game back again to see if there was the method to the madness. But I just thought we wanted to create an overload on the left, knowing that. What's his name? Gula and Valverde on the right-hand side. So Diaz, McAllister, and Robertson. It looked like we were trying to create an overload on the left, because there was a couple of times where I saw Slot gesture to McAllister, like, come on, keep coming wide, keep overlapping. Yeah. Which was risky, because then you're giving Modric a bit of time on the ball. And you know, Modric is a Hall of Famer, right? So what did you make of the opening quarter?
Well, it's weird because with the beginning bit, Diaz felt very much like he was getting isolated. You had Valverde, Asensio, and Camavinga, who it was often a 3-on-1 situation, and it did feel like McAllister was having to come over and offer that support that he wasn't getting And I think that's where Madrid did get a tiny bit of joy at the beginning when it looked like they might be a bit dangerous. They'd keep us all compact. And then as soon as they went on the transition, it went out wide again. But we've got such a... It's different to Klopp where it was sort of... It was intensity. We have to try and break through. If there's nothing going forward, we're not foolish enough to just go, oh, just try something. If it doesn't work, Madrid get it, we'll win it back straight away. It's go back, take our time, build up play, spread them out. And then as soon as space opened up, it was through the middle. It was straight to Nunez, who, to be fair to him, bad game, but he held up the ball really well in that first half. I felt for the first 20 minutes or so, putting out to Salah. So it did feel like they were trying to prevent us from getting anything out wide. But as soon as we found space for it, they were not stopping us. Gravenberch, McAllister and Jones, for that first half, it was perfect defensively. It was perfect on the ball, off the ball. And if Madrid weren't giving us space, we made them give us space by stretching them as much as we did. So I think the game plan worked perfectly for that first half, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, do you know what? We done the preview, didn't we, Keith? And we were talking about, not a preview, we done a brief preview. We talked about all things Liverpool that week, but we talked about, and obviously I was the least excited about this game. You guys were pumped for it. Mohamed done the speech. In fact, he may be able to join us. Let's see. He's at the game, and he said if he gets back in time, he'll join us. In fact, I should send him a link while we're talking. So, but while I send him the link, explain to me how you wanted to approach the game, because I don't know what it is with me. Slots had a massive influence on the way I think as well now. And I don't think like under Klopp, where Klopp were like, we all wanted to go and smash them in that first half. Let's take a 2-goal lead and go mad and go press them high. Slots got me thinking different. I was thinking Madrid need to win this. We don't need to win this. Let's keep the structure. Let's keep the shape. And surely they're going to tire. They've got a couple of youngsters playing, a couple of players out of position, and a 39-year-old Luka Modric. I wanted to stay patient. Was you on the patient level, or was you like, did you want to blow them away? Be honest. And how did it pan out in your
For me, it panned out exactly. What I'm used to with Slot is being brave on the ball, right?
Yeah,
being brave to go narrow, to go through the center, to play in between. Played nice little 1-2 cute passes, dummies. You know, I wanted us to be brave. I wasn't really interested in the whole idea of smashing them, because I just didn't really believe that with the problems that Real Madrid have at the moment, that they were going to be on the ball for as much as they would have liked to have been, controlling possession where we would have had to press them, win the ball back quickly, hit them on the break. I actually had confidence that we were going to have the ball. My hope going into the game was that we were going to be, as I said, be brave, take risks with the passing, play through them and get Real Madrid chasing us. And I agree with you in one sense with the patience. You're right. I think the patience was something that we had to have. But to prove that we can play Slot's way of football, which now for me this game was probably the first game where if you watch this back, you can now see a very different way that we play football. We build up attacks. Yeah, this was the first game that Slot's tactics have come home to roost. And that's kind of what I wanted to see. Like, how can we do that against a top team?
I like it. Yeah, I see what you mean.
When you got your Camavingas, your Valverdes, your Modric's, players who, and there were times in the game where we might have been too brave, too committed, and then all of a sudden in one pass, they were 3v3 or 4v3 because they're such a top team and they're going to be able to do that for you. So that's, to your point, Grizz, as I said, I wanted to win. As I said, banish the demons, really put a marker, put a footstool on it. But more importantly, I wanted us to play the type of football against a top team and prove to ourselves that we can do this against anyone. Now we've done this tonight. You can't tell me those boys are going to be in the change room thinking we can't do it against City on Sunday.
Yeah. You know what? I absolutely hear what you're saying. Obviously, as I said, I just thought, let's be patient. Let's see what they've got. And Lewis, Madrid had a couple of counters, right? Mbappe. But I think the highlight of that first half, I think we'll all agree, and what we're going to say. I'll let you speak on it, because they always say Anfield wakes up, and it always takes. It can take anything. It can take a tackle, it can take a chance, it can take a refereeing decision or non-decision, as the case may be. It could be sideline fights, but when it's a crunching, a Steven Gerrard type crunch, did that bring back memories of Stevie G crashing into anyone and everyone and coming out with the ball. Because I stood up and I was like,
Yeah.
I turned into Jurgen Klopp for about 3 seconds, bro. Tell me, was that the moment where you thought, yeah, okay, now we're about to click into gear?
Like I was watching it in the other room on my phone for a minute, and as it came through, my girlfriend went, "Oh, have we just scored? Have I missed it?" I was like, "No, that was a tackle." Literally, that we celebrated that like we'd scored a goal. But do you know what? Do you remember when we sold Torres and his first game was at Anfield and it was Aga crunching into him that got the crowd going, and we won that game 1-0. You need those moments to get everyone on side, to get everyone geared up for the game, and that tackle showed Madrid, we don't care what you do, we are going to nullify it. And Keith touched on it before. There was a few moments where we got into 3-on-3 situations, but when you've got Van Dijk, Khanage, Robertson, Bradley, all those available defenders, you can be in those situations because they're more than capable of defending and making sure that nothing gets past them. And that Bradley tackle was absolutely sensitive. That's going to be a moment that, regardless where it goes in his career, regardless of what happens to him, he will look back at that moment as last man tackled a World Cup winning attacker who was meant to be one of the best in the world, and he made him look like Iago Aspas. Honestly, he completely nullified him.
I tell you who made him actually look like, because he does actually look like him, Loic Remy. Tonight,
oh my God.
Tonight, Kylian Mbappe was Loic Remy, brothers and sisters. It was beautiful to see. Absolutely beautiful to see. Do you know what? Look, let's discuss. I can't think of many chances. Courtois makes a massive save from Nunes. I think Nunes should score. By the way, that's my mate Adam. Adam says, Grizz, you didn't give a shit about this match, but you were wrong. It was massive. I did give a shit about it, but I didn't want no injuries. Like, for example, now Khanage is probably missing for City. Am I pissed off? Yes. I mean, I know we're buzzing, but I'm pissed off. City, he's going to miss City by the looks of it. So this is why I was saying, like, rest Khanage. And the player I was talking about was Khanage.
Yeah, you were.
I was like,
you spoke it into existence, bro.
Yeah, you've jinxed that.
Existence. That was it. You know what I mean? You just let it out.
But Keith, chances-wise, I thought Diaz and McAllister in the first half, I wanted more from. And as Lewis says, Konate, Ibu, and Bradley were magnificent. The others were playing okay, but no one was standing out. We had that one chance from Nunes, I believe. Is there any other chances that you guys can remember? I can't really remember.
The only other chance was so there was a Nunes chance when Courtois saved it, and I think there was another chance that we had pretty early on. I can't remember who got it though.
Oh, when Nunes plays it and the goalkeeper off the line.
Yeah. So I thought the thing was what was standing out to me regardless is I did feel like, even though we may not necessarily been getting chances on goal, I did feel like we were making some nice little patterns of play. We were getting through them, but to Madrid's credit, I thought Camavinga was unbelievable.
Camavinga in that first.
Camavinga was class, yeah.
Wow. And you could see, bro played so hard that he ended up getting off with a hamstring injury. So, I mean, he had a lot of ground to cover and he still covered that ground well. But you're right. I think our defenders dealt with the 3v3 situations, 3v4 situations incredibly well. You know, the thing with Conor Bradley, I tweeted about this and I thought it was quite ironic. You know, Real Madrid are going on about, we want to get Trent Alexander-Arnold. Yeah, do you know what? If you're going to look for a like-for-like replacement for a right back, that Real Madrid want,
don't start talking that into existence.
Yeah, I'll stop. When he gets a run of games, because you mentioned it the other day, right? I think Conor Bradley's when the game against Southampton was his first start since March.
Yeah.
And you said that.
That's why I thought the criticism was a bit harsh for him the other day.
Yeah. And you can tell because of his style of play, he is the type of player that needs a run of games to get his timing right. Because he's so aggressive in the tackle, he has to time that to perfection. Once he gets his timing right, we've just seen like the absolute best of what he can achieve with a tackle like that. But I also think that he's very, very good. He's a similar Konate type of player insofar as he's willing to kind of step forward,
body on the line,
as the ball's coming, win that ball, make that crunching tackle. And I thought what's really exciting about Bradley is that when he's really risen to the occasions, right? I give 3 games, right? At the League Cup final, he played in the League Cup final, didn't he, last season? Because Trent was out.
Yeah.
The game against Chelsea and Real Madrid. To know that he can really bring his level up in big games, that's got to get you excited. And you know what? From all our debate that we had about FSG and the owners and stuff like that, Mr. John Henry is just rubbing his little chin a little bit watching that. Because I'm telling you, he's just thinking money ball.
He was class as well as an inverted midfielder. He did not look out of place at all.
Yes.
Like when he was getting in the middle, he looked absolutely in a comfort zone.
So he plays it differently from Trent. Of course.
Yeah.
We know Trent is an absolute master of the ball manipulation. Like Trent is absolute elite. Like we're talking one of the greatest generational strikers of the ball in Trent Alexander-Arnold. Connor is, I'm going to go way back now, and youngsters in the chat may not remember, but we had a fullback called Rob Jones. And I'm telling you guys, Rob Jones, this guy is the copy of Rob Jones. And Rob Jones, if it wasn't for his shin splints, he picked up a very bad injury and he was never the same player again. He kept getting shin splints. We wouldn't have heard of Gary Neville. I'm telling you now, Gary Neville wouldn't have been a nobody, because this guy was the best fullback. Connor Bradley, because we've got Trent, I don't know what to say, what to do. Like, there's gonna come a time where Connor Bradley's gonna do a Kelleher on us, where he's gonna want to be the player that he deserves to be. He's the best. I'm telling you, I'm ready to say it now. He gets in the top 4 teams at right back. I'm telling you, he gets into every team. He's better than Kyle Walker right now. Come on, man. He's better than Gusto. He's better than who else is up there?
Ben White. You got Ben White.
All right, Ben White, he might rival, but I don't rate
Pedro
Ben
Porro
White.
as well.
Pedro Porro. I'm telling you, he's as good as Pedro Porro.
Yeah.
Connor Bradley is magnificent. But was there anything in the Madrid that were you worried about, Lewis? Was there anything that you're thinking we need to change at halftime, or was you comfortable, or did you think anything needed to change at halftime?
No, I think Madrid were waiting for that first half to end. That was we had them in a situation where they were desperate for the match to reach that halfway point. The only thing that did concern me a little bit was I think after the first 15 minutes or so, Nunez I think his head went ever so slightly and he couldn't really get on the end of anything. And the only other thing that did concern me, I think Robertson, look, I love Andrew Robertson. I think he's one of the greatest ever fullbacks in Premier League history, top division history. He's one of the best left backs in Liverpool history, bar none. But I think as soon as he gave away that penalty, he dipped. I think his confidence went. Madrid started doubling up on him at points and he found it difficult to keep up with the rhythm of game, which has been something that we've seen a lot this season. I think if Tsimikas was fit, I think Tsimikas would have started because he's got more of the pace about him. I think Slot would have maybe looked at it and thought, you're going up against some fast players, you're going to need to be on it straight away. And Robertson did dip as the match went on. I don't think he was absolutely awful, but it was definitely a match which you're going to look at and think, oh, it's towards the bottom half.
It's definitely a match that I agree with you. I don't think it was a match he would have played if Tsimikas was fit. But I'm at the stage with Robertson, guys. I just think he needs to play 1 game a week.
Completely agree.
If we restrict Robertson to 1 game a week, stroke 10 days, I think Robertson is still very, very able. I just can't see him playing a game after game again because he's not that Robertson. He hasn't got that energy. His timing is not. His brain might think he can get there, like the 2 tackles that he's made. Right, against who's the other penalty he gave the other day? Against
Adam Armstrong against Southampton.
So very similar, right? Where he thinks he can get there, his body, the old Robertson would have got there, but he's just timing it off. Look, Robertson was a bit shaky. Okay, I'll give you that one. What are we making of Nunez then? Like, obviously, it's part of the conversation. Like, there's a contrast in Diaz playing that in the second half and Nunez playing that in the first half. But I do like parts of what Nunez is doing now, Keith. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought the first half, I thought he was industrious. It was probably the best term I could use, right? You know what I mean? He was getting himself about. You know, when he did pick up the ball, you know, as you said, the first 15, 20 minutes, he made some lovely runs through the centre to create some serious, you know, chaos.
Did you think he's going to get sent off? It's mad.
He's going to get sent off. It was so dumb as well because by him snitching, they both got booked. Like he didn't even need to do. He didn't even need to do that. But that's just what you get.
Shall I tell you why he's dumb? Shall I tell you why he's dumb? Shall I tell you why he's like? How many cameras are there these days? How are you trying to feign? Or how are you trying to get, like in the old days when there was no cameras, when there's no VAR, when there's no referee, linesman must have thought, or referee could think, oh my God, he's holding his face, he might have got hit in the elbow. And sometimes referees panicked and gave red cards. Who are you trying to fool? Like,
yeah, it's stupid. It's Nunes though, isn't it? So you just have to accept it. I think one of the interesting things that I spotted with Nunes is, you know, because he's so much more industrious and involved and tackling and running from deep, etc., etc. There's times when he's just not in the box, which is fascinating to me because, like, previously it was like, Jesus Christ, can't you keep yourself onside? But there are a few times, I think Jones had a situation, and there was another situation where the ball kind of goes through the box and he's just not there because he's looking for it. It's like he's looking to maybe.
Do you think this is instruction now? Do you think this is how we're playing with him? How we're playing him?
On the heat map, Darwin Núñez was deeper than Curtis Jones through the full match.
Oh wow, wow! That's
Lewis. This could have been a proper debut. We would have been so impressed if you had heat maps ready to share on screen right now. Me and Keith, we would have saluted you and said, "Wow, he's brought out the heat maps to prove."
Mate, I've got my stats open. If you want stuff, you go for it.
Share it if you can show us that. Then,
yeah, man.
Share it. I'll present it.
Give me 2 seconds.
Do you think? No worries. Do you think it's instruction, guys? Then
yes.
What are we saying?
100%. It's instructive. Look at for example, right? Look at the way that in the preseason in the summer, like we were building up, like one of Slot's early kind of iterations of build-up play when it was a slightly more direct. The directness would almost be like we go direct to the striker. Striker would knock it to Mo Salah, and then kind of Mo Salah would go, and we'd kind of go that way, if you will, right? So Jota was doing it a lot earlier on this season, where Jota will be. I think we scored a couple goals doing it, where Jota would kind of win the flick on, and all of a sudden we're in dangerous position. So I think it's instructive. I think he's being instructed to do that, and I don't think he's quite wired his brain to do both. And I think
fair enough, yeah.
And I don't think he's if he's going to be doing this for long term, and it's going to take away from his goals, then that can become a serious problem. Because as you've just mentioned. There are players like Diaz where a role like that suits them better due to the way that they move their body, protect the ball, dribble, etc. So it's definitely a conversation.
It's proper exciting, Lewis, because I tell you why. we need to get Chiesa back fit, right? And then we've got Jota back fit. And then we've got the best attack in the world, in my opinion. Like the variety of the profile of attackers is mad, right? Like, how do you choose between them right now?
It's mad to think that, 4 years ago, it was Salah, Mane, Firmino, and then you had Shaqiri and Origi as your backups. And now we're in this situation where we've got a front six who could arguably get into...
It's Mohamed Salah. Basically, it's Mohamed Salah, and then the other... We've got 5...
Yeah.
Okay, we won't count Chiesa. All right, we won't count Chiesa, but we've got 4 to choose from for the 2 positions, right? Yeah. And I think we can't choose who's like we can't say there's a regular other 2 along with Mo.
But isn't that a good thing though? Yes. Isn't that the problem you want? You don't want it to be like I said a few years ago, where you know every game who it's going to be, because you do get to that point where the opposition knows what to expect. They know how to mark them out the game, especially with how tactical things are nowadays. And you want that diversity amongst the tactics in the squad. You want to be able to shake things up. Slot said today, right, Núñez, you come deep. The wide players push forward, get the ball. If we need to change that, fine. Diaz can go through the middle. Gakpo, you can go more central. Like, there's so much ability in that front line. And it's the biggest disappointment I can think of is I'm so sad that I didn't get to see Firmino play in this Slot system, because I think he would have absolutely flourished.
100%. I'm so with you. This would have... But Firmino's it sounds like we can make the case for Firmino to be everyone's dream.
Yeah,
Like, do you know what I mean? In every system, because
Yeah.
he's just such an intelligent adjuster. Like, he would adjust to any situation, but you're so right. Look, 0-0 at halftime, no changes, but the tempo changed, Keith. The tempo definitely changed, and you could hear Anfield. And then when you hear Anfield and the tempo changes, then it's just to sit back and it's a matter of time. What a goal.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was, you know, like when we score like 6-a-side, 7-a-side goals, when we put a few moves together and we're like, yo, that was a goal. We just done that to big Real Madrid in the Champions League, Mr. Cross.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. You know, it was just really unbelievable because it's the way we just carved them open. We just tore them to shreds. But to my point, that I felt like we were doing that a few times and we was just lacking that clinical edge. And then it just hit, man. And as I said before, for me, you know, this gives me the opportunity to talk about Alexis McAllister. Let me tell you,
is yours.
Kylian Mbappe took one look at McAllister and all the PTSD just ran through him. And then go and do Mac 10 then goes and does what he does, mate. You know what I mean? He just put the nail in. Mbappe don't ever want to see Mac 10 in the flesh again. Let me say it like that. What I love about it is that we finally, like, we only ever gotten like little snippets of McAllister in that part of the pitch. Do you know what I mean? And we've been calling for it. And the great thing about him is that when he's in tight situations, his intelligence, like where the 1-2 is going to be, where he needs to be when that ball is played. Do you know what I mean? His dribbling ability in tight spaces. I think it's so much more effective in advanced areas than it is in deeper areas. I think in deeper areas, there's been times where he does get caught on the ball and we cause counterattacks. But when he's like in amongst it, I mean, he's seen all the gaps. He could be surrounded by 5 players. He's seen the gaps. He's already played the game 2 steps ahead. And that was that goal. That goal was McAllister playing football 2 steps ahead. And I have to give it, you know, we were saying about Bradley, like he's not the Trent Alexander-Arnold whipping balls, etc. But he is a 1-2 man. He is a
1-2 man. That's another thing I was going to say. Sorry. Yeah, he plays it differently. As I said, we spoke about generational talent in Trent in terms of ball manipulation, but Connor Bradley is your 1-2 guy, an overlapping guy, like old school, like wingers, like I don't know, like do you remember Steve Finnan, like things like that. Like he's a proper replica of Steve Finnan as well.
It's like tap and go.
Guys, does Mohamed Salah prefer playing with Connor Bradley? Do you reckon? Like stylistically, what are we saying? Like this version of Mohamed.
Do you know what? It definitely fits the what we're trying to go for, right? Which is Mohamed Salah is the creative force on the right hand side now. That is, you know, Trent was the creative force.
Do you know where I'm going with that?
Because Bradley makes the overlapping runs a lot. But I'd love to see what his heart rate monitor or Whoop must say. The amount of flipping kilometers he must take down there. But just wants to finish on Mac, right? It's the finish for me. This is what I love about this guy. He's such a good goal scorer. Do you know what I mean? Like he scores all different types of goals. And just to put it bottom corner past who at that point, I thought it was going to be a repeat of the Champions League final with the way Courtois was playing, because he made one absolute, from Connor Bradley's header, one absolutely unbelievable save. That save was just ridiculous. So the fact that Mac was able to put it top corner and stop any of that, I thought it was a beautiful goal. And as I said, that was kind of like the first real slot goal that felt a little bit more slot than it would have Klopp. Not to say we haven't done it before anybody says.
I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. He preaches that kind of patience, patience, and then speed it up when you get to the edge of the box.
It was very similar to, do you remember the goal we scored against Newcastle where Firmino does the little back heel to Salah, who goes through and slots it back? It was very similar to that build up and nice and patient, got in the right position and just like it was the perfect goal.
None of your business is just put something in the. I don't know how we click that. I don't know how we can see that, but big up none of your business. Yeah, look, that goal. It got me going, man. Like I was like gas. Like someone I forgot now. The Curtis Jones run just before that, guys, where he just does like if Zidane does that. I watched Zidane all my life, and Zidane is one of my greats, right? And when people used to say, what does Zidane do? Like in his early days when he wasn't a household name, right? People then started realizing what Zidane does, and they realized, you know what? Zidane's so strong on the ball. Zidane's got so much poise on the ball. Zidane's got so much balance on the ball. Zidane's actually not quick, but he beats players with body swerves on the ball. I am not comparing Curtis Jones to Zinedine Zidane. But what I am saying is, you know, when the question is asked, what does Curtis Jones do 2 years ago? Year ago, maybe, whatever. What does Curtis Jones do, actually, guys? I used to get it. Grizz, what does Curtis Jones do? And I used to say the same thing what I've just said for Zidane. Obviously, hear me out. Not on Zinedine Zidane levels, but Curtis Jones has got balance. He's got poise. He's got skill. He's got control. And he's got an acceleration that is underrated. He can do all of that more. I agree. Decision making still doubtful. Indecisive. Yeah, he shouldn't. He will know how to speed up the game when it's needed. But Curtis Jones is coming into his own. Keith and Lewis, this kid, and I still refer to him as a kid, 24 years old, I think.
I'm sure he's 23. He's part of the clique, isn't he? The Maduekes, the part like Sancho's. He's what I love about Curtis. What I just want to say, my
23.
23 years old.
And he, for me, is the guy of that clique. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's the guy of all the others who some of them have hit and miss, some of them come and some of them go. Curtis Jones, for me, has gone up to that level now. He is at that level where he is the guy of that clique that has come out and flourished, and one that nobody ever spoke about.
There's always one dickhead in it. Like I literally said, I'm not comparing him to Zidane.
I think Curtis Jones has suffered since scoring that Everton goal, because I think that goal sort of set the, oh my God, he's going to go on and do this and this, and he's going to be world-class scoring those goals every week. But I don't think that did him any favors. But like, it's meant, if you go back 12 months ago, no one knows what Jones is good at, particularly. No one knows what his overall skill set is, what his best position is. He's starting against Real Madrid. He's starting against Chelsea. I'll bet you anything in the world he's going to start against City. He's so talented. And there are points where you do think, release the ball a bit sooner, or come on, your decision-making, sort of that. But I like the fact that he's not afraid to go backwards now if he needs to. Whereas if you go back a year ago, he would have constantly been trying to get it forward. He would have constantly been running into trouble because he held onto it too long. His intelligence and his ability now to just shimmy out of danger and pass it off to someone first time, like, he's so intelligent on and off the ball. And it's nice to see that he's enjoying his football under Slot, because I was nervous that, you know, he's grown up with Klopp pretty much his whole main career, that there was going to be a sort of hint of not sure, like stepdad syndrome, but he was absolutely unreal in this game. And for Slot in particular, he just doesn't look like he's missing a beat. And I'd say he's done more than Szoboszlai this season, in all honesty.
I'm trying not to make sure I get like sort of demonetized or anything, like, or copyright anything. Hopefully, if it does, it does. But look at this.
The shimmy. And that is it. When you're talking about Zidane, it was the shimmies. Do you know what I mean?
This is what I mean. Zidane used to do this shit. I'm not comparing him to, like, I'm talking about
right there. It's so fucking hard to do. Most normal average people would have fallen over at that point. That point right there, where he takes that shimmy, most people would have fall over. Curtis Jones, by the way, when we talk about balance and poise and all that kind of stuff, he could walk a tightrope with his eyes blindfolded. I'm telling you this now. His balance is so good. Oh my gosh. Energy crew in the house.
Energy. You know, Mohammed wanted Anfield on fire. Mohammed wanted us to put these guys in their place. And I was subdued and I was trying to say, calm down. Mohammed, talk to me about Anfield tonight.
Oh, that's what I wanted, fam. That's what I wanted. That's what I needed. Bro, I'm on fucking cloud 99 right now. Do you know what I mean? I'm flying high, sorry for swearing, but yo, look at that, fam. Mate, I'm absolutely buzzing. Anfield was rocking. It has been rocking, but today was just electric. And I was literally sat right next to the away fans, and it was just so satisfying seeing their horrible, smug little faces look all depressed and sad, and they looked like they were about to cry. It was fucking beautiful. Now, bro, that's what I was telling you the other day. Forget resting our players, forget taking it easy or losing against Real Madrid. Beat them, get this momentum, and then we rock up into City now. Now we've got that momentum. You've seen Conor Bradley's performance. You've seen Curtis Johnson's performance. Ugh, bro, I can name the whole team for you.
We just spoke on Curtis Jones and we just spoke about the McAllister goal. Talk to us, Anfield. We've done the first half. I thought we was controlled and we assessed the situation, and then we just revved it up in the second half. Talk like your version of the McAllister goal.
Oh, mate, that McAllister goal was just literally. There's no roof at Anfield, but it felt like the roof came off. It was unbelievable. The scenes, people are falling over each other. This is what I mean. All due respect, Real Madrid. It's one of the biggest clubs. It's the second biggest club in the world after Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? We're the biggest club in the world. They're the second biggest. So we gotta go. We gotta show them some respect. They won 15 Champions League. It's always going to be a big deal, and they've got the number over us. But when that McAllister goal went in, honestly, I've never seen Anfield. Well, probably have, but it was just insane. The reaction was just mental. And then it was literally, I wish, there's probably going to be a tweet out soon where someone's taking a picture of their Apple Watch that it says, oh, you're in a loud environment. That will be because after that McAllister goal. Wow. And I literally can't stop singing McAllister song. Oh, McAllister.
What was it like being in the crowd during that Bradley tackle?
Oh, mate, that's arguably probably the loudest I've hit Anfield since I've been going to the matches. After that tackle, it was like we scored a goal.
That's what we just said. That's what Lewis was saying.
It literally felt like we scored a goal. The celebration was insane. It was like, everyone was going crazy. And it was a bit of a lull at that point as well. I think the game was rather slow. We were just controlling tempo. We had the quality of the ball. It was very slow. And then that tackle went in and the whole crowd just lifted. It was insane. Oh, Conor Bradley. To lock up Mbappe like that, mate.
I tell you, that performance, and I think Lewis was saying, or Keith was saying, one of them was saying, it was a brilliant point. So it was obviously one of them, not me.
Same
one
person.
Of them, same person. One of them was talking about how he's going to remember that, regardless of what Conor Bradley does in his career, right? Wherever he goes, wherever he does, I hope he stays for Liverpool for life because I love the kid. But we were talking about sort of the dilemma, like he's a fucking world-class fullback in his own right, but he's got Trent Alexander the Great ahead of him. It's a madness right now. But like he will remember that performance, guys. Like Kylian Mbappe, where the talk was Vinicius is out. Oh my God, Mbappe is going to be cooking on that left-hand side. Young Conor Bradley. Oh my God, this could be problematic. Ibu's going to have a lot to do. Ibu didn't really have a lot to do. And it was because of Conor Bradley, right?
Yeah.
Conor Bradley literally said, nah, Ibu, you relax. Oh, by the way, you won't have seen it. This is what I was fearing.
How is he?
Mohammed. They're saying we don't know. Guys, if there's any...
It was a clash of knees with that little midget, Endrich.
Yeah.
That's good save, that, yeah.
But you know what is with Konate, man, we know what he's like. This can get injuries quite easily, but he looked really bad, I'll be honest, because he was literally right in front of me. And I was just paying attention on Konate. He got up, but then when he got up, he was walking very gingerly.
I hope it's just an impact. Because I don't even know it. Keith was telling me that it's an impact. It was an impact.
It's definitely an impact. But
it was coming together. So it's not like he did it on his own. But it was nasty from Endrick, though. Endrick almost kind of fell into him and kind of almost tried to drag him down.
Yeah.
Basically, kind of fell into his knee.
He done a few challenges like that. You know that little rat boy?
He did, the little rats. Oh, all of them.
Gakpo comes on. The usual subs. Nunes goes off. Lewis. Gakpo comes on. And who else comes on, guys? Gomez comes on for Bradley.
Szoboszlai comes on as well.
Szoboszlai comes on as well for Curtis Jones. Gakpo's he's just proving to be clutch. Like Gakpo makes an impact. Gakpo has his output, impact, attitude, professionalism. Gakpo's proving to be quite a buy.
Yeah. And I mean, when he came on in that second half, Nunez coming off felt like it needed to happen sooner rather than later. He was deteriorating out of the game, but Gakpo comes in. He's got 92% pass accuracy. He wins his one duel that he's involved in. He gets that goal, which the commentators were saying, oh, it's Madrid, they're tiring out. Bollocks to it. It was just class header, right position, right place, right time. He's such a unorthodox winger because wingers should not be that big. Wingers should not be that tall and physically strong the way he is, but he just he's the fact that he's so good on the ball, but you've got that added ability of similar to what we give Nunez credit for, where you could stick Gakpo in the middle and he'll get on at the end of balls because he's easy to beat people in the air. And it was a change that needed to be made. He's definitely more suited out on the left than he is in the middle. Diaz going through the middle, but he just adds that extra dynamic. And I don't think fullbacks know how to deal with him yet. I don't think right backs understand quite how to handle
what he is.
coming
I
at
don't
them.
know what he is. They think, okay, he's like a Joe Linton type, big bulky guy, you know. But he's
amazing control.
I mean, I know you're a fan, Keith.
Yeah, no, amazing control of the ball. You just said it there, right? You think he's a big, blustering, you know what I mean? It's like me playing out wide, you know. but his close control, first touch. Do you know what I mean? Like he's a very intelligent.
Dutch comes out in a minute, like when you like that Dutch style and finesse suddenly for a bit. You know that, you know, people say that the, you know, quick feet for a big guy or lovely touch for a big guy. He's good at. Like he can go outside. You know how many times he's threatened to go on the outside as well. And sometimes, and you know, he's got this unorthodox way of dribbling where he just gets through. It's not silky. It's not like Luis Diaz beats you and make you fall over. Like Mohamed Salah will beat you and like he made Mendy fall over.
Powerful. It's
powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll push the ball in front of him and then he will just barge you over. And finally, he's using that strength that he's got. Do you know what I mean? For a long time, I always thought, why does he not use his physicality and how big he is? But wow, he was incredible. He's
twinkle toes, isn't it? It's twinkle toes. Like as you said, he's big, he's powerful, he'll run at you, yeah. But then when the clash happens, he's just got a nice little twinkle toe that will just move the ball ever so slightly and it'll just bowl through. Do you know what I mean? Like he doesn't feint to make people kind of make a decision. He'll just like say, okay, I'm gonna go through you, and if you can get the ball, great. If you can't, then I'm gonna do a madness with it. Because
is that his first? Big up Brax, who's become a YouTube member, channel member. Big up yourself, my bro. Is that a first header that he scored?
I think it is.
No, surely not.
First header.
I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna Google this.
Yes.
Let's see the chat's quick. Usually our chat's amazingly quick, but even they're stuck today. Chat, was that his first header for us? Because he needs to score more. 6'4".
Yeah.
But and that ball, and if Mohamed Salah has pretty much perfected this cutting inside and the back post cross, either Trivela style or in swinger, like he's got like Mohamed Salah's armory is sick now. Like he's got so much weapons in his armory now. He can do that Trivela pass, right? That will go away from the keeper. Is it called Trivela? It's called Trivela, isn't it? Yeah. Or he can cut in and do the in-swinging cross, like we got the penalty for against Southampton.
Yep.
Gakpo needs to get on the end of that. But what that means then is if Gakpo can do that, Luis Diaz's little cameo through the middle, guys, I loved. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
loved it too. That was beautiful,
right? We spoke about it like yesterday about that whole like if Diaz could play through the middle, etc. Like, is that much more of a balanced situation? How did it look in real time?
In real time, it looked fantastic. I felt like there was a lot more fluidity. But don't get me wrong, I thought Nunez was really good when he was on the pitch as well. I think Nunez's energy was superb. Like he really got him, like he got about the pitch. He was pressing, he was harrying. You know, I've got like qualms with Nunez's technical ability. Maybe sometimes it can be quite frustrating. But Diaz has got that pressing, that tenacity, mixed with that technical brilliance and the link-up play and everything. When Diaz moved over to the central role and Gakpo was on the left, it just looked a lot more fluid. If I'm being honest with you, it just looked a lot more free-flowing. It looked like we could score again and again.
Yeah,
it just looked so much better.
There was a time where I thought we can take him to the cleanest. We made them guys. We made them look like, and no disrespect to
Minnows.
No, but they look like Fulham, brother.
They are.
Like it wasn't. It was like
they are.
Like they were playing in white.
Fulham, if anything.
No, I don't want to speak because we're
Yeah.
playing Fulham in a few
This
weeks'
is
time.
Fulham.
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to speak too much too
Oh,
early.
shit. Yeah. Fulham coming
We
up.
play Fulham in a few
Yeah,
weeks.
yeah,
Fulham.
Fulham will get one on us. Don't even. See,
And
Alex
I'm
will
not
be
trying to
thunderstruck.
what I just said there. I'm not trying to disrespect Nunes because I have been his biggest critic, but because I thought he was actually quite good in that game. But I'm just thinking ahead against City.
Yeah, I mean, like what we were saying, you missed the chat probably because you was on the way home. What we were saying about Nunes was, is it by instruction that he's suddenly playing differently? He's not shooting as much. He's not in the box as much. Lewis had sort of his average position earlier, and it was just away from goal. It doesn't suit his game, and it doesn't suit our flow. The only time it does suit our flow and his game is when he gets it and there's space to run into. Do you get it? Like otherwise, if the pitch is packed, if the team's in setting their position, he's not the best. But if we're catching them on the counter, then he's fucking deadly in that situation. When I say deadly, like obviously his efficiency can be better. But do you get what I'm saying? Is it instruction or is it just the way he's playing now?
I think it's the way he's playing. I don't think it's instruction because when Jota was playing, he wasn't playing that kind of role, and Jota was the starter. Do you see what I mean? Jota was more. I think Jota would get himself into better positions. He would get more shots on goal and stuff.
Because Jota's got that. Jota can do both. Jota can do both.
I think the instruction is for. I think Slot wants his number 9 to be a goal scorer to get him behind. You know what I mean? But I genuinely believe Szoboszlai and Nunes, them two. Nah, I don't want to see them both on the pitch together. I don't want to see that.
You're talking physical specimens, but
you bring them
intelligence, right?
Bring them 2 on the 75th minute when you're winning 2-0 or something. Like, don't start a game with them.
Yo, imagine them two coming on when you're tired as a defender and a fullback.
I think Nunez, one thing that he doesn't get a lot of credit for is he's great when he does hold up the ball, which he's really good at anyway, finding a pass out to Salah. He's really, really good at picking it up and putting it out wide to him. And I think that's maybe what Slot wants. I don't think he necessarily wants him to just be in the box constantly. I think he wants him to come back and hold up play and just say to him, look, you can finish, but you're a bit hit and miss. Whereas Diaz and Salah can put it away in the back of the net. So I think his role is just hold it up, bring them into play, and then you arrive late in the box for when they cross the ball back across it. And that's the only reason I can possibly think of why he is sitting so deep in comparison to the others.
I'm trying to think right now as well. How many goals has Nunes actually scored this season?
I think he's on 4. I think he is at the moment.
Is he on 4? I can't remember. I think I can only remember 1 league goal.
So he scored
1 league goal, to be honest.
He scored against, if you give me 2 seconds, he scored against Bournemouth in the league. He got that left-footed shot. Oh, no, sorry. He's only scored twice.
Wow.
Bournemouth and Aston Villa.
I thought it was 1, but yeah, you corrected me.
I want to get ahead of myself because I know it's November and that. And maybe it's not even a realistic January signing. But in the summer, Liverpool Football Club, please, I'm begging you, go and sign me João Pedro. Go and get me João Pedro from Brighton. Make him our new number 9.
Yeah, but are we giving? Okay, so listen, we don't want to talk about.
Maybe
tonight's not the time. I know what you're saying.
I just want to
agree with you.
He's my dream signer for Liverpool Football Club.
I agree with you, but I don't want it to make it
a transfer speculation show.
I'm not even a transfer speculation. It's just like Nunes is part of the fabric right now.
That's my
and he's putting his heart. Yeah, exactly. He's putting his heart and battling away. Gakpo scores the second. Shall we discuss the 2 penalties? Any issues with Keith with the first one that we've given away? Like it was the minutest of touches.
He got lucky, man. You know what? Like it was literally like centimeters because was it Brahim Diaz or was it one of them? No, it was Vasquez. It was Vasquez. Vasquez is buying that all day long.
He did 100%. He bought it.
He already made the leap. But the problem was that Robertson just put his foot, he touched his foot. That was the problem. There was contact. There wasn't enough contact to make him go down like that. You could get away with those things depending on the shape of both players' body. But because it just looked like Robertson stuck his foot out, so ultimately the contact made him fall over. So it was the minutest of details, but, I can see why they gave it 100%. And obviously, Mo Salah's one, he could have he turned Mendy inside out, bro. You know what I mean?
It was like Dallo from when they played United.
It was a Dallo, yeah.
It was very similar to what he'd done to Martinez. Remember, guys, when we beat them 7-0?
Yeah, and he's put him,
Yeah.
put him back to the.
Sorry, Martinez. That's who I meant, not Dallo. Sorry.
Yeah.
I might, because obviously you don't get replays in the stadium, but I was adamant that whoever the Real Madrid player was, he handballed it. Was that not the case?
No.
No.
I haven't seen it. But
I thought that when I first saw it as well.
I was screaming handball, and to be fair, I haven't seen back Salah's penalty, like how he actually got the penalty, but from the sounds of it, looks like.
Oh, you didn't see it? He just ripped him.
Took him out.
He just twisted him inside out, confused him.
All I've seen is the goals back. I've only seen the goals back. I haven't seen that, to be fair. But I genuinely thought it was a handball. That's why they checked VAR, and I was adamant they weren't going to get the penalty. But that's saved by Kelleher, mate. Oh my goodness gracious me! What do we do, guys? This is just insane.
I don't know what we do.
I've never, in all my life of watching football and Liverpool in particular, even just general football, there's not one goalkeeper that I'm more sure that there's actually more of a 60-40 to 70-30 chance that the keeper's going to save a penalty than Kelleher. Yeah. Kelleher's abilities with penalties is unbelievable. That's his third penalty save in his last 3 games. That is outrageous. Outrageous. He's won us. How many penalty shootouts has he won us? Going through League Cup finals, winning League Cups as well. He's won us penalty shootouts. Kelleher's ability in that goal, you are not guaranteed at all to score a penalty when Kelleher's in goal. And you know what?
There's this fella on Twitter called Grizz Khan, right? And he said, he said, rash from Robbo again, very soft, but they play for them in that situation. No problem. Kelleher is my guy.
Sometimes.
1 minute later,
spoke into existence. Yeah.
I mean, I just knew.
You're confident.
You have that vibe. You have that feeling, and we talk about when confidence is high. And all great sportsmen talk about it, and all great athletes talk about it, and footballers, and in every sport, tennis players, snooker players, dart players, everyone, that when you're that high on confidence, you seem like you can do, you manifest everything that's positive and that you can do and you will do. So like strikers, for example, when they're high on confidence, they will just try a chip from a ridiculous angle that they know they're going to strike it perfectly. I just thought Kelleher is so cool right now.
Yeah.
And Mbappe was having the opposite. Mbappe was getting run ragged by Conor Bradley, right? I thought this equals a Kelleher save. And Anfield erupted the game.
Do you want to know something that just puts Conor Bradley in a bit of a better light? So we were saying before about Camavinga, how brilliant he was today. He won 7 ground duels. Conor Bradley won the exact same amount against Kylian Mbappe.
Wow.
That's insane. And by the way, Mbappe went straight down the tunnel after the game, which I don't blame him. Obviously, he's got PTSD now. He's back pocket, you know what I mean? But still, fucking hell, crazy.
Big up Daz. Daz in the building, man. Daz says it's been a bloody hard year in my personal life. This Liverpool team, I've entered my joy in my life these last few months. So whatever happens from here is a bonus. Big up, Dazza. Hope everything works out for you, my brother. You know I'm only a phone call away. So big up yourself and hope everything is good, man, and positive. And yeah, Liverpool, I was just listening to this atmosphere, the songs, like you said, Mohammed, it was like pure McAllister songs blowing out, and the Curtis Jones song coming out, and then everyone, Virgil van Dijk. Wait, Virgil van Dijk, did you see that play when time stops? I love when Virgil does that, where Mbappe's going like this, like back to that, and then Virgil just says, all right, just give me the ball now.
Sit down, young man.
Oh, yeah, just give me the ball. Okay, you've done, you stopped. You done all that? You done all that?
You done?
You done?
Are
you done?
Are you finished or are you done?
Have you finished? Have you done? Okay, can I take the ball now? Okay, thanks.
He's a bully. He's just a straight up bully, honestly. But and Khanage as well, like them two, the partnership is just insane.
Guys,
it's the best partnership in Europe.
Guys, is there any interviews that we've missed? Obviously, while we're live, any updates? Anyone?
All we've got at the moment is slot on Khanage and Bradley. It's difficult to judge so soon after the game. I'm really hoping that both be available to play.
I think if it was an ACL or something, I don't think he'd have obviously, I know he stopped walking off the pitch, but I don't think he'd have been able to get up and move the way he was initially.
Oh, don't
That's
say
the only
those
thing.
words. Don't even say those letters, man. Like, guys, like
I thought Conor Bradley's, like, the way he went down looked a lot worse. I'm pretty confident Konate's one's just a knock. Like, it was just a clash. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, a little Endrick went into him. It's like a little fly. The way he was just buzzing about, it was just an annoying little fly where Konate was just brushing him aside.
guys, stop saying this, man. Seem serious. Stop pretending you're doctors, man. Online doctors, man.
Bro,
Stop.
listen, even if it is, yeah, and inshallah it's not, but even if it is, we got Joe Gomez, we got Konsa. Our squad is ridiculously good.
I hear you.
I know what you're saying. Konate is a beast, and we need him. Obviously, Erling Haaland, best striker in the world. But yo, honestly, I wouldn't be too phased if Konsa started or Joe Gomez. I'm so confident in this whole team. I'm so confident in every single one of those
Gomez
players.
right now. Kwanzaa's going through a bit
Gomez,
of
it will be
Growing
Gomez.
pains. Kwanzaa's going through growing pains.
growing pains. And
Yeah.
we did anticipate this last season, though.
Yeah.
We said Kwanzaa had such a breakout season that this season's gonna be a. We expect to come down, man. Come on, man. He's a young kid. He's playing at the absolute highest level. Right now, we're the best team in Europe. I'm sorry.
Nobody, but you know what the most exciting thing is, and to Mohammed's point, it shouldn't be all doom and gloom as great as Konate has been. Is no one wants to leave Liverpool. Okay, no one wants to leave.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, if Trent wants to leave after watching that, my brother.
Yeah, that's cool if you want to leave, but the majority of those players that are not coming into the final year of they don't want to go anywhere. And Joe Gomez is one of those players. He does not want to go anywhere. He has had countless opportunities to go somewhere, and he is not. So God forbid anything happens to Konate, touchwood, and we need Gomez for a couple of weeks. I am sure that we're going to get the same performance out of Joe Gomez as we get when Cody Gakpo comes in the pitch for Diaz, or Diaz for Gakpo, or Kelleher's come in at this moment in time, or Bradley's coming, Tsimikas as well. These players have all come in, you know what I mean? And these players we've looked at and said, squad, you know, it's not depth, etc. They want to play for Liverpool Football Club. They want to be involved in this. They see an opportunity for us to go on another.
Vibes are immaculate in the squad right now. The vibes, you're right, Keith.
Slot doesn't take fools.
I'll be honest, if Gomez gets into that team, if Konate is out, Gomez is that type of, like, we know how good Gomez is. If he gets a string of games going, it might be a bit difficult for Konate to even get back in.
But that's what it's been like. Like Kwanzaa finished the season so good. Like I was salivating over Kwanzaa last season, right? But then now he's struggling to get back in the team. I think Kwanzaa's fourth choice now from being first choice.
Yeah.
Alongside Virgil.
It's the squad. I remember in the summer that when we was discussing, like, we was going in like we was talking about the squad, and we was talking about why we not signed no players, and we're like, hold up a minute, guys. Let's just look at this squad that we've got, because it's actually incredible. We've got two very good options in each position. This is very rare.
We were just talking about half a year yet. Diogo Jota, Alisson, Tsimikas, two bona fide starters in Jota and Alisson.
Yep.
Oh, Trent as well was missing today.
Trent, yeah.
Trent was missing.
New signing.
Do you know what? Like, do you know what people forget as well is, like, this is like going back a few years. Obviously, it's a very different team. But do you remember the 4-3 when we beat City in that season? They were trying to go invincible. We had a back line that had Lovren, Gomez, and Matip in it, and we still got that win. So it's if Ibu is out, we've got players now who can come in, and we've done more with less. I am not concerned about Gomez stepping in for Ibu Konate, even if it is against Man City.
Yeah, and he's played against Man City many times. We're not asking some youngsters to just get thrown into the fire, you know what I mean? Joe Gomez is he's won it all with Liverpool. He was part of the last Premier League team that won the league. Like, he's only 28 years old, so it's not like he's
run it back. It'll be poetry in motion. You know that, like 90. Big up, none of your business. Up the Reds. Good night, lads. Work at 5. I'm going to be walking on air tomorrow. Big up yourself, my bro. Joe Gomez, run it back 1920.
Honestly, most of Gomez, I can only remember good performances by Gomez against City as well. He always seems to perform very well against Manchester City.
Do you know why? I think it's a matter of focus and concentration, knowing that they're so good. Yeah. For me, one of the criticisms of Joe Gomez was his lack of concentration and focus. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I always feel like I will always believe that there is a subconscious battle that goes on between like his brain and his body. Do you know what I mean? Like that guy has had so many horrific injuries. Sometimes there's certain challenges he might not do, or certain things he might not do. And I look back and I think, I don't blame you, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You've had the most innocuous, weirdest situations happen. He's broken his leg. He had that major injury where he was out for over 12 months. Like,
I love him, man.
I always feel like it's a battle between him and his body. And I think that definitely does play a part when he's trying to get into rhythm. You know what I mean? Like into rhythm. But big game against Man City, any professional footballer at that level, whether they're seasoned or whether they're young and making their debut, like Asensio did tonight for Real Madrid, and I thought he was
good.
He was when you're at that level, right? And you go into a big game, I always feel like players up their level. Do you know what I mean? They really up their level, whoever they are, in big game moments like that.
The only caveat I would say is if both Bradley and Ibra are out, and is Trent ready? I don't know. Because if he was ready,
he's ready. Yeah, he was on the bench.
Yeah.
No, but is he ready to play full 90? He might have been on the bench, but is he ready to play full 90?
He's been training all week.
Well, he doesn't play a full 90 most weeks.
Yeah, that's true. No, but how long has he been out for? He hasn't been ages.
He's only missed the last 2 games.
Yeah, so he's ready, Mohammed. He's ready. He doesn't need to be. If you've missed like 3-4 weeks, that's fine. It's like once you go, if you've missed more than a month, then you need to get. Trent will be ready, man.
I'm just noticing the pattern with Onslaught. Like when a player comes back from injuries, he doesn't throw them in straight away. But if there probably might not be a choice on the weekend, if Bradley's out, then Trent, you're coming in regardless. But I've noticed with Onslaught, it's something that they're trying to implement within the team as well. Not to rush
left. What about Gomez left back then? If Robertson's a bit out of form, and then another game and another game because Tsimikas is out.
Eventually, you'll have to rotate on that side with Robertson.
Is there a Gomez left back situation because he doesn't play? See, the thing is now, again, we're talking about how Slot plays it and how Klopp plays it. Slot, and I want to put this to bed. I don't think he plays this inverted fullback business on the left side. He sometimes plays it on the right, but that's because of the magic of Trent.
Yeah.
But I think he plays his left back very orthodox. So that would hamper Gomez, right? If the situation would have to be.
I also think each game, the way our fullback
different.
It alternates. It depends on the other team's setup. Like I've seen Trent sometimes high and wide. I've seen him sometimes inside. I've seen Robbo bombing down the wing. Sometimes I've seen him just staying back, being part of a back four. I think Onslaught is a very clever tactical manager. I think he's incredibly smart, and he analyzes each opponent to the nth degree to understand where he can find like a little bit of an advantage, where he can use his fullbacks to the greatest of effect, whether he needs Robbo to be that marauding left back or whether he needs Trent inside spraying passes like he was prime David Beckham. I think it depends. If there is a case whereby we have to play Gomez, say on a midweek game, maybe in the Carabao Cup game against Southampton, and Joe Gomez comes in, I can quite easily see it potentially just like staying as an orthodox left back, like a very defensive left back, and then whoever's playing on the right hand side can just be up and down.
Deegan says after tonight's display, Madrid are going to put an offer for Bradley, not Trent.
Who's that little tiny fullback that they had at left back?
Oh, Fran Garcia.
Frank Garcia.
Frank Garcia,
He is the shortest football player I've ever seen in my life. How does he play for Real Madrid?
He was all right, He was okay. He done all right, man.
I don't think he was that good.
No one in that Madrid team was good.
Which one?
Just everyone.
No, respect Camavinga, man.
And Valverde.
Yeah, Camavinga,
and Modric as well, man.
Oh, you know what's mad about Camavinga? I was watching like his style of play, the way, and I just think, you know what, Ryan Gravenberch, if you could be a bit more aggressive, a bit more like, a bit more like physical in those challenges, like that is like.
I don't want to end the show on a little bit of a downer, but Gravenberch is. Energy levels are just slowly. I've got one. I'm not going to talk into man. Like everything I say tends to happen, so I'm going to stop. But
I'm not going to end on a negative with Gravenberch.
No, we're not ending on a negative.
No. I just wanted to say one thing about Gravenberch. I think he's incredible. Everything that he does on that football pitch is pure magic. But the one thing I wish he could unlock is that shooting from range. scoring goals, just taking a couple of shots. He had a few opportunities today to just take a shot outside the box. If he can just unlock that Fabinho shot or the Rodri shot, bro, that would
He's got it though. Remember
those
against
spaces
Fulham
as
last
well.
year?
I know, but I don't know why he's not doing it.
Yeah,
I think that's more Slot. I think that Slot said before that he doesn't want people taking shots unnecessarily. And I mean, that's a big thing that a lot of them tend not to do nowadays.
Pep hates it as well. Pep hates Guardiola hates it.
But they won the Champions League because of Rodri's shooting ability. If we've got that option with Gravenberch just outside the box, because I know he's capable of it.
McAllister.
McAllister, yeah. Soboslai as well.
Yeah. Oh my god!
And Curtis Jones, like strikes it quite well as well. Now he's beginning to shoot a bit more. But guys, apart from the Bradley and Khanage, and I can't say apart from because I didn't want no injuries. I'm not joking. I would have taken a draw if there was no injuries. Because we're still qualifying, we're still going to win. We're still, I didn't want the injuries. Do you get what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. Like Khanage and Bradley are bad boys. I don't want them not being able to play for this club in the next few games. We've got mad games, guys. We've got Madrid, City, then we've got Newcastle away, Everton away, all in the next 10 days.
Grizz, I'll tell you one thing right now. As it currently stands, we are 5 points clear of the playoff position in the Champions League.
We're calm. We're done.
That for me is such a big statement.
Who's our last three? Girona, PSV, and Lille as well. I think we can play Jaden Dans, play Trey and Yoni, play all the kids.
How about Invincibles?
Invincibles in the UCL table, man.
Mate, that'll be sick. That'll be sick.
I have to end it. We're gonna do a proper look forward to the Man City game, but I've got to end it, and we have to look forward now. There's no rest for the wicked. What day are we on? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then for me, guys, I don't know how to describe this game apart from.
If anyone's got a ticket for the City game, by the way, please message me on Twitter, mabdi23. Please, I'm begging you for my life and soul. I don't usually ever do this, but I am on my knees begging. Pause. But send me a message if you've got a ticket.
Can we start a GoFundMe?
Yeah, before we get me to Anfield. Do you know what I mean?
Guys, what is this in terms of importance? The most important game in Slot's tenure, definitely.
Yeah.
But
the biggest game in our club's history.
Oh.
You know me, Grizz. You know I like to exaggerate things in it.
I was going to say, Jesus Christ.
Listen, if I'm in that dressing room right now, I'm telling the lads, this is the biggest game.
Just don't overthink it, Slot. That's all I ask.
Did you say that before Southampton as well?
Yeah.
Biggest game in history right now. Come on.
Next Wednesday when we play Newcastle St. James Park, that's going to be the biggest game of our history. Yeah. Every single game. Every game from now on till the end of the season, till the middle of May, is the biggest game.
What are we doing here? Because Man City, right, look a shadow of themselves. Like last night was crazy what they done, right? Now we go into the Sunday's game 8 points clear, guys, with the potential of going 11 points clear. Now I've been throwing up ninja emojis since the start of the season because I didn't want to be seen or heard, but it's impossible to be not seen and heard right now, Lewis. Lewis, we are loud. We are proud. And we're very, very good at football. Where are you at with the Man City game right now, man? In your head, like what? I don't know. Just talk to me about it. I just want to talk to people about it.
Look, we know what City can do, and we've been hurt before. But I said it after the Villa game. I said it after the United game. I've said it after every game bar Nottingham Forest. I want City now. I want Man City right this minute because the way things are, the way things have gone, the way we're playing and the way Pep is trying to literally claw his skin off his face. That's how stressed they are. We are currently the best team in Europe. And that City team is going to come to Anfield not knowing what hit them. There's no Rodri to cover up that defense. There's no Diaz in that team. Haaland, the T1000s melting down. I'm ready for Man City. I do not have any worries on this. And I think that this is one of the biggest games in our recent history. And without a shadow of a doubt, we're going to stick it to them.
Keith, like normally you're doesn't matter who we play, what we play, you're confident anyway. But right now, is there anything that you're thinking about in like, look, surely City can't fucking lose every single game of football, can they? Surely they're gonna win a game of football at some point.
Absolutely. Like that what was it? It's an MMA guy, and his name's gonna escape me. But he said, everything is possible when you believe.
Oh, you're a Romeo?
Yeah. As Yo Romero said, anything is possible when you believe. And right now, I believe. I have 2 hands. I have 2 feet. I have 2 eyes. Anything is possible when you believe. Grizz, I got to back what Lewis is saying here. I think this is the best time to play Manchester City. This is the time. They will come back. They will figure it out in the end. Obviously, Kevin De Bruyne playing on Sunday will make things very interesting. I will have to mention that. And of course, in any given Sunday, Nottingham Forest can beat us 1-0 at Anfield. So anything is possible. But what I will say is that the confident levels that we have right now, not just in our abilities, but in each other, I think is very, very paramount. And I know we were saying about what would you like more. I think the most important thing, as I said earlier on, is that we prove that with that kind of composure, playing more narrow, playing it through the middle, 1-2 passing, knocking it about, movement and play, we proved that we could do that against the champions of Europe. So now we've proven that we can do that against the champions of Europe. There's no reason why these boys aren't confident enough to take it to the champions of England. And I believe
Mohammed, I don't need to ask you whether you believe or not.
To be honest, I'm glad you not asked me. How could I follow that up after Keith? Absolutely.
Yeah. He believes. I mean, I don't even know who this fella is. I don't even know who this.
I was going to say, like, I agree wholeheartedly with the lads. It's the most perfect time to play against Man City. But I don't know whether you guys are the same as me. I'm starting to think Arsenal are more of a threat to the league title than City are right now.
100%.
Yeah, you all agree.
100%.
But I thought I was crazy saying that because it's City.
No.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
more worried about Chelsea than I am City.
Yeah, Odegaard is back.
Chelsea.
I'm more worried about Chelsea than I am City.
Man City are not out of it. Arsenal. If Man City lose on Sunday, they're done. I'm bringing the coffins out for Man City. If God willing, inshallah, if we win on Sunday, for me, that's Man City out of it, because this Man City team will need to win every single game bar maybe 1 or 2, and this Man City team won't.
I can't see them doing that.
They won't do that. Arsenal, on the other hand, are not out of it. I banter Arsenal fans for the last 2-3 weeks, but I know this was my chance to banter them because they have come good again, and I knew they're going to come good, and they have come good again. Arsenal look very, very good. We will have to wait for them to, I don't know, play Man City again or Man United a couple of weeks' time. That could be a bit tricky for them. But we've got to just focus on next Sunday, man. This Sunday could be mad. We could go
11 points clear.
But even if we draw,
great result. Whatever happens, we're still top of the league.
Well, no, we stay 8 points clear, right? If we draw,
yeah. But then it will be
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Be
How many
5
points will be Arsenal?
5
points.
We're 9 points ahead of them right now. Sorry,
So,
6 points.
No,
if Arsenal win and we draw, it'll go to 7 points. Chelsea, if they win, then I mean, I know they're not title, but you know what I mean, though. But like, yeah. So if Arsenal win and we draw, it goes to 7 points.
So the worst case, because inshallah we're not losing. We're not losing Sunday. We're not losing, right? We're not losing. No, we're not losing. In my opinion, the worst case scenario is a 7-point lead minimum, with a potential of it being 11-point lead. That's the way we got to focus and play the relaxed game that we played today. I felt we played with an air of invincibility today, guys.
Dominance.
No, we did. I thought it was the air of invincibility today. Like, I don't give a shit if you're Real Madrid. We're not that clock team where it's just going to be helter-skelter. We're going to control you. And we just control them like little boys.
Yep.
Someone said we yeet if we win it in. And I hope someone understands that reference. If you fold any kind of
What's we yeet?
Day
What
one.
Jay,
Day one is just me, oos. Day one is light one up, knock it down, Grizz. Hey, we're eating Sunday nights.
Yo, I know this is football carnage, but what the hell are you? What's this yeet?
Oh no! This is perfect. I would like to describe this, but because you know what?
I
For
don't think you
years,
can.
I've made wrestling references on this show, and I've gotten beaten down. I've gotten teared up. Yeah, I got cussed out. And today, I didn't even make the wrestling reference. You did. Yes, my brother. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeet. Hey,
I don't know. Listen,
Big up Jey Uso.
Come on, lads. Hey, we all need to
You
join.
want-
We
yeah.
need to do one yeet together. 3, 2, 1.
yeet.
Hey, Sunday
I
we're
don't-
yeeting crazy.
I don't know what yeet is, but I just done a yeet, people.
Search it
That's
up
the
later.
dedication. That's the dedication I've got for Liverpool.
Search it up later. Jey Uso backlash Leon, and you'll understand.
Yeah.
Right, I'll check it out.
Someone write that in the chat. Jey Uso backlash Leon. and you'll
Owen
understand.
says, I'll return to the channel if I can host a show with Keith and Mohammed on here. Okay, no problem.
Yeet, you there?
Listen, you guys are mad. Liverpool are mad. We're good. We're very good at football right now. And it's such a pleasant place to be. Mohammed, thank you for joining us on your way home. Keith, as usual. And Lewis, what a debut. What a time to be a Liverpool fan and then make your debut on the channel.
Yeah.
I hope Sunday's show, I will I'm yeeting. I'm yeeting on Sunday, bro. If we win, I'm telling you now. Listen, I'm gonna get out of it before they make me do something else like I'm gonna regret later. Peace, love, tranquility. Take care.
Later.